My name is Miranda Mann. I'm 39 years old. I've been a member for 6 months. I tend to be somebody who thinks that they can do things on their own. And I had big ideas of what my health and my wellness and even what I want my body to look like. And so I kept trying to do it my way. I guess giving in to the vulnerability and showing up for myself in front of others was a fear and an obstacle that was difficult to overcome. One of my favorite things to say right now is that leaders need led too, and I needed to be shown a different way of doing things, and that was in alignment with my recovery. And so I find community in the fellowship of my recovery, but I'm also finding that in the community of CrossFit. And it could be just somebody saying good job or watching others give each other a high five, but being a part of that support system just reminds me that there's a lot of things that I can do and I will do them if I let others help me do them. A lot of cardio. I like the stair climber, and I would lift, but I wouldn't challenge myself. I would use machines, and I would do a lot of reps at a lower weight, and I wouldn't lift heavy, and I wouldn't go outside of that. It was the same thing over and over and over, and nothing was changing. Everything's different. I've never taken classes. I've never worked out with others. I did long periods of cardio instead of shorter intensity workouts. I didn't carry things like sandbags, the rope, the toes to bar. It's all different. It's just the whole thing's different. I don't know, for me to get here with a long way to go, I need things to be different. The first challenge that took place here was the mental challenge. I knew physically things were going to be hard, but I didn't anticipate the challenges of my own mind, the triggers to trauma, the discomfort around men, and coming back keeps telling me that, I'm in a good place, not to just take care of my body, but I'm also taking care of my mind. So I'm seeing results physically, but I'm also gaining more freedom of my mind at the same time. And it's so cool. What would I say to somebody that says CrossFit is dangerous? Well, I don't know. The population that I'm around the most are people in recovery, and we do a lot of dangerous things when we're out there. I mean, drug deals and the drinking and driving, and I mean, we do the craziest of crazy. And I think that overcoming somebody thinking that CrossFit is dangerous is just to remind them of where they've been. And if they can do that, then they can certainly, give this a try and see what happens. And might actually see that it's good for them and keep coming back to it too. I would have answered that differently if I knew Coca-Cola was doing some shit. CrossFit is made for all different shapes and sizes and levels, and that's why there's coaches here to show you what to do with what you can do. There's alternatives to every workout to make it safe and doable for anybody, no matter how you're walking in. Why should somebody join CrossFit? I mean, I don't know anything except for my own experiences, and my experiences also include observing others. And I would say that the overall vibe in a CrossFit it's so supportive, it's so positive. People are in here doing things that they told themselves that they never could do, and they're doing them. Whether it's lifting a weight they never thought they could do, or a movement, or run, or feeling a certain way about themselves. I'd say positive self-talk and positive talk to others is motivation in itself, not to mention the benefits and the results that take place. mind, body, and soul. From a woman's perspective, in like the society that we live in, the morale in here for each other is, it's beautiful. I'm coming from a really dark story of a lot of different things and trauma and not liking myself because of it. And the more I'm around other people that don't see me that way, don't see themselves that way, the more and more I can leave this chapter behind. And so I just think that it's just good to be vulnerable, put yourself out there and try things that work for you. I mean, you could come to CrossFit and decide that it isn't for you, but at least you know. One of my favorite things about life today is just being able to show up for myself, but I need others to do it. I need other people to say, like, why aren't you at class today? Or I was sick this week. I haven't seen you. Where were you? I think that feeling a belonging to somewhere provides a sense of purpose for yourself and in the community, and that type of stuff saves us from ourselves every day. It's so worth it. What's improved in my life since I have began CrossFit? Well, the obvious stuff is the changes in my body. I had my sponsor and one of the girls from Lighthouse was like, dude, your body has transformed so much. I believe them. I'm able to accept that gracefully and be proud of myself. My clothes are changing, my strength, my endurance, my stamina, my sleep slowly but surely. The physical benefits have definitely taken place in the 6 months that I've been coming here. And I know I'm only getting started, but I also really appreciate the changes that are taking place on the inside with my mental and emotional growth and my overall confidence to be exactly who I am in my own skin. It's so much more than a workout. It's an opportunity. It's a class that has opportunities to grow in all aspects of my life. I feel like our biggest hurdle is our own mind, and each time I show up, I'm challenging my thinking, I'm challenging my fears. I'm saying no to what's been, and I'm saying yes to everything that can be. And that's huge, somebody like me. I'm an alcoholic. I have 2.5 years sober tomorrow. I have a lot of trauma in my story. And so it's been a journey. It's been a very hard climb to get to this point. And there's a lot of pieces and working parts and people that have got me here. And I have always cared about, being fit and being healthy and wanting to take care of myself. But I could never put down the drugs and alcohol long enough to sustain any long-term healthy choices. So, I was one of those people that was doing shots of Fireball in the bathroom before getting on the stair climber at Planet Fitness at one time in my active addiction. Being able to choose things to add to the person that I'm trying to become, it's huge. CrossFit provides the kind of challenge that, my mind and body were ready for at this time in my recovery. I just want to keep picking things that fuel that and keep going, because there are no finish lines. There's always something to work on. Just like my recovery, CrossFit is another reminder of that. So it's very in alignment of who I'm trying to become. I think that we're lots of different versions in life. I think that that's just the human experience, to experience an array of different emotions, sadness, grief, pain, whatever it will be. But there's always something on the other side of that if you strive for it. And so I've had these different layers and these different versions before now. I feel like I'm in the season of cultivating. I don't know what God's plan is, but I just trust and know that there is one. I'm just trying to just want to be able to keep trying to be more than I was yesterday. Help others, help myself, be healthier, continue to remove bad habits and replace them with something better, to just keep moving forward in life. You know, I'm meant to follow this like wellness journey and implement these healthy habits, nutritional habits, workouts to take care of myself so that I can be this happy older lady that can still walk in nature at 72 because she took steps when she was younger to do that. So simple, but it's important to me now at 39 to look forward to that time in my life. I would definitely say that that's been huge. I think that we quickly realized that I wasn't eating enough, and definitely not enough protein. And being able to use an app to log in my food really holds me accountable to see, like, okay, this is where you're at. Halfway through the day, I can start kind of thinking about what I'm going to have to eat by the end of the night to make sure that I'm eating enough. I'm a very busy person. I'm always on the go. It's very easy for me just to forget to eat. But now that I've been doing it the way that I've been told to do, my body will say like, hey, like it's time to eat. So that's getting easier, like clockwork of when I'm supposed to eat. And, you know, it just feels better. And, you know, when I do eat something that is not as good for me, my body tends to recognize it right away. So it's just more motivation to continue picking healthier options that fuel my body and not, you know, to give it life, not take life away from it. And I see food that way now. When I first started, I was very uncomfortable. I was overstimulated. There was a lot of people. It was new. I couldn't understand the workouts. For me, because of my story, the music got to me, just the noise in general. So I had a lot of things to overcome. And I didn't necessarily like being here. It took several weeks for that to get better. And some days it still pops up where I feel overstimulated and overwhelmed. But I think that with anything that you choose to do in life, there's always going to be some good and there's going to be some bad. If I focus on the problem gets bigger. If I focus on the discomfort gets more uncomfortable. So it was another challenge to really focus on the good. And the more that I do that, when I get here, that's what I see and that's what I experience. And these things that were hard when I first got here become less and less and less. And I'm just getting more of the good. So I believe that if something makes you uncomfortable, it's probably something that you should be doing. Because that's when we grow and that's when we become more the next version of ourselves. And each time we do that, I don't know anybody that doesn't say it's not worth it. So it's definitely worth it.
Are you nervous?
Kinda.
You'll do fine.
Lexi just pumped me up. I'm ready to go.
Good luck. How was it?
Put that in here. I feel like
I leveled up in a level of discomfort and changed the narrative by just showing up.
Good.
Yay, CrossFit Portland. Love that.
Nice job.
I said that for you.
Did you put that in there? I did. Okay.